So I want to share with you today part of a poem that I found in this really wonderful anthology, Ancient Egyptian Literature and Anthology, translated by John Foster, University of Texas Press, 2002. So this is a part of a much larger poem that was commissioned from someone named Neferty by a king, by a pharaoh who lived or ruled from 1976 to 1947 BCE, so roughly 4,000 years ago. And his name was King Amenemhat. Okay? Amenemhat. Amenemhat the first. All right. He commissioned this poem. And as I said, it is a prophecy. Very, very bad things are going to happen in the story. And one of the bad things that's going to happen is that the social order is going to get reversed. You might be familiar from some European Christian Christmas celebrations where the poor become the king and the king becomes poor in a game. So this is what happens here, except it's not a game. It's a prophecy of dire things to come. And of course, this is about bread. This is about bread. One problem with Egyptian bread is that we have a ton of evidence, but we don't actually have any breads that we know were made in a bakery just for people to eat at home. The breads that are extant, where we have whole desiccated loaves, these were put in tombs, and they were breads for the dead. Some of them may just be models of breads, full of basically composed out of the mash left over from brewing. Others of them may very well have been considered delicious breads, even favorites of the deceased. This can't be ruled out. But you don't absolutely know. And the Egyptians did not leave, and this is an and, the Egyptians did not leave a bread literature. Tons of art. I mean, we've got literally thousands of images of breads. We have models of breads made of wood. We have, and as I said, we've got breads themselves. But what we don't know are some of the details of how did they feel about crumb and crumb color, and was white bread important? Was sifting to white important? Now, the only evidence that I have so far that sifting to white was important is there is a reference that I found in a dream journal that says something to the effect that if you dream of white bread, then that's a sign of prosperity. That's a good omen, a really good omen. So there's that. And then now I'm going to say, and there's this. Past these two references, I can only think of one other, which is the mentioning of white bread in a huge list of breads of like 1.2 million loaves that were made for a festival, I think, for Seti II. But we can guess, of course, we can impute a value to the white bread because it's important to us, and certainly in the European loaf bread tradition that I come out of, and many of you may come out of, white was the best, and coarse and crude was the worst. So did that apply in Egypt? What evidence might we have? So I'm going to offer up this paragraph to you. It's a very, very powerful bit of prophesizing. Let me give you the land as a picture of sickness. Weak armed and strong fare the same. One bows to him who should offer greeting. Let me give you the lower raised above the higher. He who followed before leads the pack. One might as well be at rest in the graveyard. The poor man shall mass riches, while the great shall struggle to live. It is the destitute. They eat the white bread, while the workers work and mourn. You can't get clearer than that. White bread is associated with high status, with power, with being a leader, with amassing riches. And it is suggested that that exists within a world, a structured world, in which those who are rich are naturally rich, where that makes common sense. We can expect that to happen because it is the way of the world, the way of their gods. While the poor, the destitute, well, that's their lot in life. And we can see divisions in what the lucky leaders eat and what the rest of us eat. I mean, look, face it, I would be a scribe, I guess. I would be a scribe. I don't think a baker. I think I'd be a scribe. So I'd probably eat pretty well. But this is such a clear statement of white bread being associated with social class that I would say case closed. I look forward to any other information any of you may have. Please leave them in the comments, because there's so much that hasn't been translated that's in academic papers in terms of Egyptian literature, and so there may be more evidence out there. But I think this is really pretty conclusive, that we can see the Egyptian bread culture as being part of the bread culture of Bronze Age Western Mediterranean. So all of these countries, all of these cultures of Mesopotamia, and then later Greece and Rome, privileged white flour over coarser flours. And I have reasoning for that. That's not based on text, reasoning for that. That's actually based on archaeobotanical evidence and genetic evidence of wheat, but I'm digressing too much. I just want us to stick with the words that we have here from Egypt. So from a strong Egyptian text that corroborates a dream journal information for a reader of dreams, and corroborates the white bread being a small quantity of bread within a list of a massive number of loaves, over 1 million, for the festival that I'm thinking of. Again, I think Seti II. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. My name is William.